Let's talk about revolution. So we talk about revolution because we talk about a rupture. It cannot be reformed. The present system is a system that puts the maximum benefit, economical benefit, at the center of how we organize socially. This needs to be not reformed, it needs to be radically changed. Radical comes from roots, so what is the root problem as I see it? The root problem is the separation between the ones who make decisions and the ones who have to implement them. This is a society that's not free, it's a society where the ones who make the decisions and the ones who have to carry them on are not the same people. It means a change, radical change in terms of cooperativism, and it means going through or going beyond this fear of cooperatives don't work. Cooperatives, whenever they have been in place, they have been successful enterprises, but they of course challenge this way of having a society with the haves and the have-nots. Do I think abortion is something positive? Of course not. Do I think abortion is something morally neutral? Of course not. I believe abortion is something that morally it's not neutral and I value negatively. Now, that's one thing, because I value life as sacred and life not as something I can dispose of. That being said, is criminalization of abortion the best way to protect this sacrality of life? I believe not. Many cases it's not about convincing an individual woman who has a full freedom and wants to use it this way. What kind of society do we have that makes it so hard for many women to think they can bear another child? And what kind of relationship we have between women and men that makes it sometimes so fearful for women to dare to express their needs and to say what they want? What kind of contraception we have? And here I said morally wrong for abortion, even though I'm not in favor of criminalization, but I don't think it's morally wrong for contraception. Why do I say that gay marriage can exist? And not only that, the church, which I believe can bless couples that love each other in a homosexual, between homosexual people, but that can even be called a sacrament. Why do I say this? Well, what makes a sacrament a sacrament? What is the holy aspect of a sacrament? We believe that sacrament is when you make visible in time and space what's invisible in God, right? What God is beyond time and space, but we are in time and space, so you have to make it visible for it to be present, so a sacrament makes it visible. What is it in the marriage that becomes visible, that belongs to God? Is that the gender complementarity? It cannot be, because in God there is no male and female, and there is no complementarity between male and female. The father is not male, even if we talk with this language, father, but even if it were, it would be male and male, so that would not help us for a complementarity. It's not that. Okay, what is the sanctity then of the sacrament? Is it to have children? Well, again, if the sanctity and the holiness has to do with who God is, to make visible the love of God, then of course it's not that, because God also does not bear children. So what it is that the sacrament of marriage makes visible in time and space, I believe is the interpersonal love. If we use feminist in the historical meaning that it evolves with modernity, a consciousness of women as being a movement that can fight for its rights, for their rights, and in that sense it would be anachronistic to apply to Jesus. But I believe what makes feminism meaningful is actually this understanding that there is in the society a non-equal validation. Still today, of course, in the church, but also in the society, we know that changes in salary and there is no equality. But we are made for this equality, I believe, right? We are made for God, from God, men and women and all types of people, right? In equality. So Jesus was a feminist means, if we look at how Jesus dealt with women, we see things that are surprising, because he was breaking stereotypes. He was innovating in a way that meant for him as a public man to be talking to women in the public. Is it a woman pope possible? I believe yes. When will we have it? Is when the women in the church want it. That's my answer, because I believe that women in the church are not only oppressed by a system that they cannot do anything about. It's like women in society. We have a majority of women that might enjoy certain freedoms, but a majority of women that don't identify with the word feminist, and actually, well, they might not agree in how is it that we might become free as a woman in a society, right? So this debate I find also in the Catholic Church. There are women that are ready to see women being ordained as priests, and of course bishops, and of course being a pope. But not all of us are like this. So I encourage all the women that may be listening to this conversation to just think whether that would be something they would like seeing, because when we have a majority of women that want it, I am sure that it will happen, as many things have happened in the past.